Hello everyone and welcome back or welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before, and if you haven't been here before, please subscribe to be a part of the bilingual family. So in today's video we are going to be doing a Cassie inspired, Oklahoma play inspired makeup look. So basically Euphoria makeup look in which the infamous words of Oklahoma play were said. This is the reason why I'm bilingual. I make no sense. So basically we're going to try and recreate the very 60s mod or mod, I think it's mod, makeup look from Cassie in the Euphoria series, which was like, I think probably one of my favorite looks, even though it seemed to be like ridiculous. Obviously if you watch Euphoria, she's behaving ridiculously, you know. But I really liked just the style of the eyes. I like the 60s inspired like stuff, and I really like blue eyeshadow. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna try and attempt to recreate it. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit difficult to see the actual makeup because obviously it's a TV series. They're not going to do close-ups of the eye. But I went to one of the makeup artists on the Euphoria set, which her Instagram, which is Donnie Davy, I think it is. And she had like a slideshow of like looks that she was inspired by to do the makeup look. And then I found this picture which Sydney Sweeney actually took herself, I think, on the set as well. So there we can kind of see what's going on the lid and like just the entire look, you could say. You can see the double wing. Two more pictures that Donnie Davy herself actually used as a inspiration, you could say. So we have this very 60s look, as you can see. And then finally we also have like a close-up of the eyes. I already have my foundation on, and that is because I am doing a wear test and a foundation review today on the Charlotte Tilbury's Beautiful Skin Foundation. This is going to be up first, so if you want to watch that, click on one of these things. I still don't know where it is, I'm sorry. And then without further ado, I'm going to do one eye off camera to try and do this look, you know? Hello. This is what we got going on. I managed to do the double wing. I actually am not mad at it because I feel like I did a pretty good job. Obviously she has like much rounder lid space, if that makes sense. So on me it is going to look a little bit different. But I feel like in terms of the color and like the general shape of the eye and like the color placement, I think we got pretty close. Now I'm gonna do the exact same thing that I did on this eye. Anyway, first thing that we're gonna do is we're going to prime the eyelid space, or in my case I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer on my eyelid. The reason that I'm doing this is because the shadows that I'm gonna use are kind of pastely, like that blue is kind of pastely, and I find that when I use something that really sticks to it, that usually works a little bit better. Actually, all of the palettes that I'm going to use are actually from Nabla, which is quite a coincidence, but I just thought that the type of blues that they use are like the type of blues that I have in here, and they're coincidentally all Nabla products. First, I'm going to take the Nabla Cutie Midnight palette, which is like a blue tone palette, and it has like these two blue pastel shades that work perfectly for this type of look. I'm gonna take a very fluffy brush and I'm gonna dip my first shade or first brush right here, which is called Air, and then I'm gonna go into the inner part of the eye right here. So I'm gonna put that blue shade in the first, and I'm gonna put that pretty high, like up to my brow bone, and I'm also going to put a little bit of this into the crease directly. So I put it up here, but now I'm also going to put it like right where my crease is. So if I look forward, and then I'm going to take the same shade Air, and we're going to apply that on the outer corner, being careful not to wing it out, but more to keep it rounded like that. And like I said, make sure you round it off and you don't go like this. Then I'm gonna take my Nabla Secret palette. Get yourself just like a regular cool tone brown or just like a dark brown, and then I'm gonna take a blending brush and I'm gonna dip right like straight into that so the product is on top of it and not on the sides. And then I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna apply that right where my crease folds, so on that line that you can see, and I'm just gonna put that product there. And then when you close your eyes, or I look forward like right now, it's gonna create a little bit of that shadow that she probably naturally has because of her eye shape. And then we're gonna do that same thing on the inner corner right here. Just so you know, this is a trust the process kind of look. And as you can see, when I look directly in front of me, it kind of creates that shadow. This is kind of the tricky part, the like dual liner. So what I did for this is kind of like, if you have any kind of black liner in like this little jar, for example, do that and don't do what I do. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Glisten split liner in the shade Gâteau, and this is actually a brown liner, as you can see. The issue is that I don't have this in black, so I just use brown to kind of create the base of the liner, and then I'm gonna put some black shadow on top of it and smoke that out. But what you want to do is just follow the natural line of your eye and then create a very thin line up. Okay, I'm gonna just sit back like this. I'm sorry. For me personally, I'm gonna start in the middle. I find that to be a little bit easier. I like these kind of liners instead of like a felt eyeliner, like a classic eyeliner. I like it when it's like a pot like this because I feel like I can be much more precise. And also, like, my lines are just a lot thinner. But we're gonna smoke it out anyway, so. Then with a very, very thin brush, look at the kind of brush that I'm using for this. Like, this is small. I'm gonna go into my Nabla Secret palette again, and I'm gonna take that black shade, which is called Noir, like that. And then I'm gonna take, again, a very fine brush. This is a Nabla Lash Line Smudger. It's a very small brush that has a little bit of fluffiness to it. And that is what we want because we're gonna go back into that black and then we're gonna smoke it out a little bit, keeping it very close to the lash line actually. And now we're going to create that second line. So again, I'm taking my split liner and we're gonna kind of create a triangle shape because in the actual pictures, I can also kind of see like a triangle shape, like this one right here on the outer corner. I'm gonna take my brush and then I'm gonna leave a little bit of room. Okay, I'm gonna come up close. I'm gonna keep a little bit of room and then put a straight line out like that. You see? Just straight instead of up. And then I'm also gonna go about halfway and drag it in. And then we have something like this. I'm actually going to take that Nabla Soul Blooming palette again and I'm going to dip my finger into the shade Philosophy. So what you want to try and find is just any kind of light pink with a blue reflect, and I'm going to dip my pinky into that, and then we're going to apply that basically everywhere. So you want to put that on the lid mainly, and then in the front you want to go up like this. And that is what's going to give it that very frosty look. Then I'm gonna take this ColourPop Super Shock Shadow, and this is the shade Ladybird, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing with that. Instead, I'm just gonna bring it up like that. And then from that same Soul Blooming palette, I'm gonna take the shade Honey Drip, this one right here, and this is basically like a beautiful white that has a little bit of that golden reflect, and this is the one that I'm gonna put in the inner corner because I could see in the pictures that the inner corner was warmer than the other stuff. Okay, so these are the eyes. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the mascara obviously. So for mascara, I'm going to use the Essence Lash Princess mascara, and what I'm going to do with this one is just really a lot of mascara. So this is a look with a ton of mascara, and it reminds me so much of my middle school days. So like I said, I already have foundation on, so we're just gonna do some concealer. For the base makeup, I think it's all very light and like baby neutrally pinks, and then there's nothing really special about the contour. Everything looks kind of normal. So I'm just gonna apply some products and some shades that I think would work with this type of look. So I'm applying the Essence Skin Loving Sensitive Concealer as my concealer today. Honestly, I like this. And then for blush, I was kind of thinking about like a light peach or just something, you know, light. So I was thinking about this Honest Beauty Rose Pink Cream Cheek Blush. And then I was also thinking about the e.l.f. Putty Blush in the shade Turks and Caicos, but I feel like this might be a little bit too peachy. I think I'm gonna go with the Honest Beauty one. Oh yeah, this blush color was the right decision. Then for bronzer, I wanted something again very subtle and very smoothing, so I decided to go with the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush bronzer, and this is the lightest shade. I think this is called Fair. And I'm also going to take a very fluffy brush and then just stamp it on the skin. What I am going to do is a very light touch of contouring. So I'm going to take my e.l.f. putty bronzer and I'm just going to actually apply that into the hollows of my cheek, and it's like very translucent, so it looks very natural. And then for a highlight, today I'm going to use the Vive Skin Dew, because even though there isn't a lot of shine in the Cassie look, I love shine, so I am going to apply shine. And this is a very shiny product, so I'm going to rub that between my two fingers and then tap it on top of my brow bone. My brow bones? My cheekbones. Okay, and then for lips, I decided to go with, her lip is very, again, natural, very my lip color, but better. So I decided to go in with the NYX lip pencil in the shade Natural. This is like a very light pinky, it's not too dark. And I am going to overline a little bit because I feel like almost everyone's lips in Euphoria were like very plump, if that makes sense. So like that. And then for the lips, I'm going to use something that is a little bit hydrating. So this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Core Lip Shine, and I have the shade Happy. And this is so beautiful. Okay, it looks gross because I've already used it, but look, there's like a little heart. Like, this is the color of this lipstick. So beautiful, perfectly nude and not too peachy or pink, like a very appropriate kind of a lip color for this look. So let's compare it very quickly to the Cassie look. I want to especially compare it to this because I feel like this is probably like a good representation of the look. So that, guys, completes today's video. This is the finished look of the Cassie Oklahoma Euphoria inspired look. I do like it. It's something different than what I normally do, and definitely like the mascara is very intense. So I think despite not having the exact same eye shape and like the not having the fake individual lashes, I still really think that we did a very similar 60s mod inspired look. But yeah, that's everything for today's look. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Please let me know what you want to see in my next video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!